This is one of a series of films about Africa and shows something of the way of life of the people of the Gold Coast. Pottery making is one of the oldest crafts known to mankind. Indeed, remains of prehistoric pottery tell us much of what we know about bygone civilizations. In Africa, this ancient craft has been practiced for thousands of years. Now, as a result of experiments made at Achimota College, this government training center set up at Alajo in the Gold Coast colony to bring to Africans some of the skill and methods developed by potters in other countries. Clay is the all-essential raw material. For use, it is weathered by exposure about physical and chemical changes which make it more suitable for manipulation. There are many different kinds of clay, and the qualities of every deposit must be carefully studied to avoid difficulties in shaping and firing. From the pits, the weathered clay is to be mixed with water and go through various processes to make it easily workable. One of the most important of these processes is a kind of kneading, or pugging as the potters call it, a mill, in which spiral revolving blades knead the clay into a mass of uniform texture. Damp but firmly compressed, it is now ready for the potters. First, the clay is wedged. The object is to remove air pockets and any irregularities of texture which would cause defects when the finished article is fired. A brass wire is used to cut the mass roughly in half. Then one half is smashed firmly down on the other. This is repeated several times till the clay is ready for use. Next, the clay, in balls of the right uniform weight for the job in hand, goes to the potter, who literally throws the ball of clay onto the dead center of a rotating wheel. Hence, this is called throwing. The speed of the wheel is regulated to suit the type of work. The potter's tools are his fingers and thumbs. His work is an art which he acquires through long practice. Originating in Asia in the distant past, the potter's wheel was unknown in many parts of Africa until recently. This age-old method is still the most universal basis of all good pottery making. When the desired shape is achieved, in this case a plate, the potter draws a brass wire across the surface of the wheel and removes the plate, which is set aside to dry. When it has dried to a state known as leather hard or green hard, it is replaced upside down on the wheel or put onto a special lathe and finished with variously shaped steel tools. This brings it down to the exact size desired and gives it a smooth surface all over. The process is known as turning and is used when a fairly highly finished article is required. The potter's work is now finished. If the plate passes inspection and is satisfactory, it is stamped and is then ready for glazing and firing. When primitive man discovered that from moistened clay he could make vessels in which to cook and store his food, he made a big step forward. Planned housekeeping took the place of hand-to-mouth living, and he began to think in terms of a permanent home. Here, from a lump of clay, you will see a thing of beauty grow before your eyes. The scene needs only one explanation. The metal bar extending from the stand on the left of the screen is there to control the maximum girth. The process is the same as for plate making, but the degree of skill is greater. Manpower turns the potter's wheel. Most pottery is highly porous, and especially that made from earthenware clays. So, to make it hold liquids, a coating of glaze must be applied. This also imparts smoothness, making the ware easier to clean. Next, the articles are baked in a kiln at temperatures ranging up to 700 degrees or even higher. Some kinds are fired before and after glazing. When the kiln has cooled, it is opened. With the high temperatures used, cooling takes about 3 days. Here is the European instructor expert, anxiously waiting to see the outcome of the first batch. This is the critical moment. If the kiln man has made a mistake in the temperature or time, the whole lot may be spoilt. To protect the pottery from damage or from being blackened by smoke and flames, and also to economize space, it is usually fired in circular or oval fireproof containers, known as saggers, which can be stacked in columns. These are learner potters, but they're learning fast. Their pots are good to look at and good to use. The Achimota experiment is a success.